Girl, you make it cocky brag. Original girl, some of them are the knockoff.
And if you hear this and they go with the back, go with the knees, baby, shake it to the max. The beat and the knees to the max.
Yes. Another Saturday for us to hear from Kenyans away from home and to be energized and informed by all their amazing story. Karibu sana, Diaspora Connect. My name is Neville, your home plug. Delighted to have you, the most important person on the show. And as we usually say, hapa ni nyumbani. So karibu na karibia sana. We are, of course, happy to have you because today, like every other Saturday, Niku spice up our lives with all those conquering champion kind of stories from all amazing Kenyans from the borders and beyond. And as I said, today is no different. Na leo tutakuwa tukienda all around the world because kuna vitu mbili ukiwa Kenya ambazo zinakuwa vitu za maana sana. Ukipata ile confirmed you have received, yeye inakuwa the best message ku receive. Alafu kuona ile sign ya kwaheri Kenya pale kwenye airport ukisha stampiwa kila kitu pale, such an amazing kind of thing. And today, when we talk about amazing, that's all that we have lined up for you. And when I talk about lined up for you, it's all about some top shelf kind of vibes. And this is what we have coming up on our highlights tonight. Tonight on, of course, Diaspora Connect, we are linking you with opportunities about studying, especially when it comes to those top global universities and making that into a reality. And that's why we have 3 Equity Leadership Program scholars, David Kiru, Dennis Munyao, and Mary Mukami, who will be joining us to share their journeys from Kenya to the world. And that will be an exciting kind of things because they have been to the world's finest lecture halls. Plus, a man who rose from being a kid who was least expected to be anything in this world, and then he becomes a U.S. Army pilot and helicopter engineer, man like Edward Wambua. And not forgetting the youngest, yes, you heard me right, the youngest AI innovator on the continent, Malia Ouma, is on the show. And let me tell you this, she has a groundbreaking innovation. It's called the B-Pod AI, and we'll be getting to know all about that plus more. So tonight is from the classrooms to the cockpit, and of course we are cutting through technology in between, and this is Diaspora Connect. We are all about that Kenyan excellence from wherever the corners of the globe are. So I'm glad that you're here now. As you can tell, tayari maneno iko shwari kabisa. So all you need to be doing right now as you're at home is getting interactive with us. And how you do that, it's real simple. Tuko pale kwenye X aka kwenye Twitter. When you search at Citizen TV Kenya, utatupata pale. Hashtag ya kutumia ni Diaspora Connect. Please, when you're communicating with us, since you're very important to us, would love to know where you're tuned in from, and of course your amazing names. Once you do that, send us a message, give us a bit of tea about yourself, and also hapana ogopa kutuambia where you're tuned in from and what you expect from the show today, ama where you expect to travel. Tell us all those good things. Plus, tuko pale kwenye Instagram. Make sure you follow us at Diaspora Connect KE. You're on Instagram here to follow us, like our content, alafu slide through the DMs. Pale kwa DMs, no place nataka leo to connect to the fullest. So when we talk about connections, it's all about sights and sounds, especially when we are on this first part of the show. This is where I show you somewhere in the world, a city, an aerial view of somewhere that might be on your bucket list, might be somewhere you've already been before, and all you need to do is come through on all our avenues of communication and tell me where you think this is. Ona hiyo mandhari. Ay. Aerial view murwa kabisa, swadakta on every level. Hebu angalia pia inaitwa architecture. Maneno vile iko pale, vile buildings zimepangwa inaitwa urban planning pale. Hebu angalia hiyo architecture pale. Angalia miti, mandhari, the skies, and just from these few pictures and videos, if you can guess where this is, that would be amazing because you are the most important person on the show. So when you tweet me, when you send in your message, make sure you include your name name where you're tuned in from, alafu niambie Neville, I think this place is ABCD, I think this place is XXX. Please come through. We would love to hear from you, because as I said, you are the most important person on the show, and anytime you pull up on us, tunafurahia kwa sababu wewe ukisema sisi tunatenda. And today tumewaandalia show nyingine mwecheche vile inafaa. Aya basi, angalia yo mandhari come through, and as the show rolls on, I'll be giving you a few interesting facts, a few interesting numbers and things about this particular country, this particular city, so that you can be able to narrow it down right, so that you get it correct and you tell me. So please come through. That is our sights and sounds. I love to see it, I love to hear it. And as we continue proceeding, you saw my DJ earlier, Nadia the DJ. She'll be up in the place spicing us up, making sure we are, of course, back on the Diaspora Connect dance floor. So you, of course, know we are going to have a good time. We're talking about a good time. Let's talk about technology. Let's talk about innovation. And if you think Kenyans we are sitting back and not on the forefront, you have it wrong, because tuko pale kipao mbele. And this time round, I was just scrolling through my feed and I came across a video that blew my mind, that made me want to connect to this genius, wanted me to connect with this amazing person. And then I found out she's Kenyan, which makes it even much better. And let me show you the video I came across. Look at this video.
How old were you when you started your first company? Hi, my name is Malia and I'm 8, and let me tell you my story. We started a lemonade business with my friends, but they fired me. To get back to them, I'm not selling sugar water. I'm going to sell technology. I'm introducing Beatbot. Beatbot is a personal AI robot made for kids. You could talk to Beatbot, ask questions, and guess what? You could get help with your ideas. You could even have fun conversations with Beatbot. Come with me and let's build Beatbot. Please support me and like and comment and share as I share my journey making Beatbot a reality.
Yes, exactly that. I came across this video and I was like, yes, how can I support it? How can I be a part of it? And then I also remember that I have you guys at home who are the most important person on the show. So me plus you guys, I'm sure our next guest, y'all can support her to the fullest. Plus, she's one of our youngest guests we've ever had on the show, and she's ready and raring to go. Malia Ouma, how are you doing? Hey,
I'm doing great.
Glad to see you. I was just showing guys your amazing video that came across my timeline. I was watching it. I was wondering, wow, I don't have a company myself. If my friends kicked me out of a company or something that we were doing together, I would be so mad. I wouldn't even talk to them ever again. But we have you on the show. Thank you very much for coming to Diaspora Connect. We celebrate you, and we just want to know everything about Beatbot AI assistant. That will be amazing. But before we get there, tell us about yourself. How has your day been? How have you been this week? What have you been up to? How's school been? Talk to me, Malia.
Okay, so as you know, my name is Malia, and school has been great since I started. I got a new classmates, new teachers. It's been great, and I just love everything that I have from now.
That's amazing to hear. And when it comes to school life, would you say you're a person who is more in class, or do you also enjoy extracurricular activities outside of the classroom?
I enjoy creativity stuff outside the classroom, because I feel like I'm always in there and I need to be somewhere else that I can also do learning.
Mm-hmm. And what are some of your favorite subjects? What do you love to learn? What do you hear in school, or when do you hear the bell ring and you're very excited to learn?
I'm really excited to learn math, because I think I'm really good at math, and I just enjoy doing math because I think Like, it's really creative for kids.
That's amazing. For me personally, let me tell you, Malia, for me, math was such a headache. I never used to be the best at it, but I used to try and never give up on it. So I was just showing guys about the B-Pod AI Assistant. Please tell us about this amazing innovation. Tell me how it came about. Tell me also what you're holding. Explain to me all these good things, Malia.
Okay, so this is B-Pod right now, and I'm going to ask it a question. Okay. Hi.
Please choose a number from 1 to 5, where 5 means you love the class.
Okay, so I'm going to ask it a question. I'm going to say, what's the weather in Kenya? What's the weather in Kenya right now? It's thinking.
It's thinking.
Now in Nairobi, Kenya, it's overcast with patchy rain, about 19 degrees Celsius, feeling a bit cooler at 16. There's a 57% chance of more rain, and the wind is gently blowing from the east.
Wow, that is amazing. Malia, talk to us about how you came up with this invention. How did it all begin? Did it come through a dream? Did you talk about it with your classmates? Did you see it somewhere and you got the idea? Please tell us how you came up with B-Pod AI Assistant.
Inventing school.
Tell us more. How did it come about? Because I'm sure once you entered the inventing school, I'm sure there were many other projects or many other things that you were thinking about. Why did you decide on this one particular AI assistant?
So I'm going to tell you my story from the start. So I was at a lemonade stand and they fired me, as you know. And after that, I got mad, so I just sat down and watched TV. I saw a robot. I was like, oh, I remember my uncle's here. He's an engineer. So then I asked him if we could build a robot. He said yes. So then I started with a sketch, and then after that we got used to it. I kept on sketching until I found the perfect one. And then after that, he said that okay, we could try to make that work. So then he started working on the cover on ChatGPT, like how the sign's gonna look like, and I thought it looked pretty good. And then we went on Google to search if they had a name like that, and they did. So then we had to come up with another name, which our new name is now B-Pod, and I think it's a really cool name. So then after that, my uncle found some software and hardware engineers, and then someone did the hardware, an engineer did the hardware, and then he sent the hardware to us. And then after that, the engineer for the software also sent the software to us. And then my uncle put the software and the hardware together. And then after that, we were like, oh, we should make a prototype for the casing. So then we went to the store, and then we got a 3D printer. So then we first tested it with a boat, and then after that we got used to the 3D printer, and then we 3D printed the B-Pod, and then it was pretty small. I told my uncle, and then he was like, oh, okay, we can make that work. So then we realized that there was a problem with the 3D printer. It wasn't working that well because I don't know what happened, but yeah, it wasn't working. So then they went to go and get another 3D printer, and then after that we 3D printed a bigger version like this. As you saw, this casing is bigger than it. And then after that, he put the hardware and the software, which I could call it the motherboard. He put the motherboard inside the casing, and then he closed it together. And then after that, he told me to test it. I was just came back from school, and then I closed my eyes, and he told me to look now. And then I found this on the table. I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I asked a question. I asked it, oh, should I do my homework? And he said, yes, probably. And I think it was really cool.
That's a really cool story, from your friends firing you from the lemonade stand to you inventing this amazing B-Pod AI assistant. And I love the fact that you've said it went through many trials. We've seen it there in the 3D printer. You've said the sizes were a bit off. And I like the fact that you got help from one of your uncles who is, as you said, an engineer who helped you through the process and all the software that was put together. So that's such an amazing kind of process and story. So how, there's an audience from Kenya watching you, guys are watching you, kids your age, parents are also watching you. How can we support you? How can we make sure that the B-Pod AI assistance gets to Kenya, can be sold here? Talk to me about how we can support you, Malia.
Okay, so how you could support me is probably I'm going to bring it out somehow, and then you guys could buy it for me, which will mean a lot to me, and to like and subscribe.
That's amazing. Do you have a channel? Do you have somewhere where guys can see it more?
A website.
Okay. Do you know the website, or you'll give it to us to put it up for you?
I'll give it to you guys to put it up.
Okay, fine. We'll put it up on our social media so that everybody who's watching this, you can go over to Diaspora Connect KE. We'll be putting up the website on our Instagram stories so that you can make sure you support Malia Ouma as she is on this inventive kind of journey. And she's just shown us maybe one more time for the latecomers who are just joining the show right now, Malia Ouma. Maybe you could show them and ask the AI assistant something else for them to see how it works.
Okay, for this one, I'm gonna ask you to ask it. 1 second, it's turning on.
Okay. Do you know what Diaspora Connect show is?
What do you want to know?
I would like to know about the Diaspora Connect show from Kenya. What's it about? It's thinking. Hopefully it understood me.
Diaspora Connect is a Kenyan television show on Citizen TV, designed for Kenyans living abroad to connect with their families and friends back home.
Boom!
Episode showcases the achievements and challenges of the diaspora community, running for about 15 minutes and airing on Saturdays. The show aims to highlight unique topics often overlooked in discussions about life in the diaspora.
Correct! 100% plus more. Wow, that's amazing. How can I get myself one so that I can show it off right here in Kenya?
Okay. So for now, we're going to we're still working on it. So, and then we're gonna produce it to Walmart and Target, and then after that, we'll for surely tell you when it's out, so then you can buy it.
Yes, please. We'd like to order a lot, and I'm sure our diaspora family members are also yearning and waiting to order it. Also, talk to us about the impact or the help that your parents have afforded you, because I'm sure your parents have really helped you along the journey, picking maybe the colors, picking the design, talking to you about this. Talk to me about the support you had from your parents and also your engineer uncle.
So first, I'm going to introduce my uncle.
Please do. Engineer uncle, please, would love to meet you.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very fine.
We are glad to see you. We are glad to have you on the show Diaspora Connect. An amazing invention there. Thank you very much. The fact that you're teaming up with Malia Ouma there, and it's a family affair kind of thing. I love to see it. Talk to us more about when she came to you. How did you take it at first? Did you think it was a joke when she was explaining to you about what she's trying to achieve? And what were the next processes and steps that you had for her, and what can we expect in the future for the B-Pod AI assistant?
Yeah, so my name is Maurice Mbetsa. I'm an inventor from Kenya. I moved here last year, and I'm one of the top inventors in Africa. I invented a drone 10 years ago. I run a company called Numeral IoT. So one of the things that I do, apart from being Malia's uncle, is to empower young kids like Malia to be able to think outside the box and not wait for them to grow up to start companies. I mentor them to start companies as young as 8. And not just her, but generally all Kenyans abroad and as well in Kenya. So what we are doing with Malia is we've already built the first prototype, and it's going to mass production very soon. We already have first testers that are beginning to test her product. And I told her that I hope and I pray that she's going to be the first youngest 8-year-old to make $1 million while she's still at 8.
Oh, that's amazing. I can't wait for that. Plus, I'm sure as she's going along this journey, as you've said, she's not the only one you're helping along. Plus, we've had you also on the show before, sir, if I remember correctly. So you're also our family member right here. So we are glad to see you again. We're glad to have you on again, of course, helping Malia Ouma in her invention. And as you said, there's more to come. And there's what can we expect? Especially right here, I'm getting lots of texts about guys who are excited about this, kids wanting it at school. There's principals texting in saying tunaitaka kwa shule zetu, how can we get it? So what does those next few steps or months look like, especially to make sure us also at home we enjoy it?
Yeah, so we have a program that we've started with Malia, where we are partnering with schools, where we're going to provide these devices in schools, both public schools, private schools, and also individuals. If you're interested in getting the product, we're going to put it's going to be on the website for people to order directly, because at the end of the day, it's not just a toy, but it's a tool that you can be able to use it to learn. It can be able to answer you all the questions. It can be able to help you to solve all those I would say, let's say, for example, you have a problem with specific equations or specific topics in school. Once you get back home, B-Pod can take you step by step using simple example without getting tired, to be able to teach you until you get it. And I'm happy with Malia's dad. He's been supportive, and I think he's gonna just as well just give us a comment on what the journey that he's been through.
Yes. Please. Yes. Tuko poa kabisa. Tulikuwa tunataka Malia Ouma kuintroduce. Umekuja haraka sana. Malia, please introduce your mom and dad to us the way you would introduce them to anybody else. Please do that.
My dad, you could call him Jeffrey Ouma, and this is my mom, you could call her Esha.
That's amazing. And your brother? Everybody, what? Everyone. It's the full family. We love to see it. Yay! Hey, the Oumas, we love to see it. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. We love you guys. It's not the first time we've heard you on the show. We're glad you're here. You're part of our family. This show was made for champions like you. Mark, unafilaje your daughter has made such an amazing kind of invention? Please talk to us.
That's happy kabisa. You know, it makes me become kind of emotional, because if we are able to impact young people like her and so many people across the world, then the world will never be the same again. We're getting something that we never had, right? Grew up in the village, never had any technology until I was in college. And if she's able to be interested in this, she's been doing this for the last 3 years, writing codes. Her brother has been doing it since he was 5. He's 11 now. So like 6 years doing the same thing, right? And we're looking forward to having this product out there. Most important thing, this product is different. What makes it different is that for many times, kids spend like hours and hours on the screen watching TV, phones and all that. So we stopped using phones here, and we're looking for something that will help reduce that screen time, something that will help kids be more creative, make them learn and be innovators and just may help them in changing how education is done. So we are so happy. We're looking forward to not just impacting few people, but the whole world to revolutionize how education is done, how kids are using toys, and so many things that people can learn by using AI and technology as a whole.
So true.
Yeah. So then, I asked my wife to say something.
Of course, we want to hear from her. Yes, please.
Okay, my name is Aisha. I'm the mom to Malia. I've been part of her journey too. And I think what I like the most about BPod is it has a whole interface for parents. So as a parent, it's important for me to know any interaction my kid is having on the internet. So I have a whole dashboard where I can track what questions she's asking, what's going on in her mind. And I'm also able to tailor the content to areas that I feel she needs to develop on. So if I want her to increase her confidence or public speaking skills, I can tailor the AI to deliver that kind of content to her. And that's going to help me as a parent to polish her and fine tune her to be what the world needs. So I'm very happy to be part of her journey.
That is amazing and so true. And you've touched on something important, which is, of course, cybersecurity, because parents always want to know what their children are looking at online, who they are talking to, what the interactions are like. So I love the fact that you've said there's a dashboard, there's somewhere where parents can monitor, there's a place where a parent also can, put certain instructions which they want their child to learn. So I love the fact that the BPod app, the BPod AI assistant is all about that plus more. Plus, of course, the brother is seated on the corner. I'm sure you're very excited for what your sister is achieving. How does that feel like for you? Does it encourage you? Do you feel a bit of sibling rivalry?
Yeah, so I really like BPod because if I'm doing homework and there's something that's really hard in a question, I can use it I'm doing 8th grade math in middle school. And I'm doing pre-algebra, so if I don't know an equation that I can't answer, I can use BPod to help me step by step on how to solve the problem.
I love to hear it. Can't wait to see where the BPod is going to go next. I can't wait to see many colors and variations and updates. This is something I'm really excited about, and also can't wait for us as Kenyans to get our hands on it. And please, before I love and leave you, I'd love you. I know, Mark, you know our tradition, what we do here. Si unajua, Mark, hebu waeleze ni nini si udu.
Ni time ya kupeana salamu, you understand? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so peana salamu to the friends, back home.
It's like a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bye.
Asante sana.
Who do you want to say hi to in Kenya?
I want to say hi to my mom's mom, and I want to shout out to Rin, Masha, Maitha, and all my other cousins.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. Sasa kama mimi I shout out to all young innovators in Kenya. People are doing an amazing job to make sure that we change the face of this world, how kids interact with the gadgets, how they learn, how they use AI to the benefit of building something in the future. And so I'm big in tech. So many people I've talked to. The problem we have right now is that people talk about AI coming after their job, but then they're failing to understand that they need to be part of AI. I've discussed this a couple of times, and I'm looking forward to having kids not just going to school. The system in Kenya, or education system, is to go to school, graduate, they look for a job without much skills. So a young man, shout out to you, a young boy, a young girl, right now, get into technology, learn some skill, and of course, welcome you to Inventing School, and see you soon.
Amazing. Mama.
Yeah, my shout out goes to every parent who is trying their best to give the best life to their kid, be it through different programs that they're enrolling their kids in, and just, striving every day to make their kids have a better life than the one that they had. Keep working hard. Do not give up on yourself. These kids have a lot of potential. Let us support them.
Thank you very much. Bro, it's your turn now.
I shout out to Muchka and Sakina. If you need help with any work or homework that you need, just count on BPod.
That's amazing. Uncle, you know, you have done such an amazing work. I'm sure there are other people who are saying, why can't my uncle also teach me how to make an assistant? Why can't my uncle? Please, I want you to give guys your own kind of shout out and of course your salams.
Yeah, so I'll say salams to all the kids that are part of Inventing School. Somalia is just one of the first one that we are launching her company, and yours is coming soon. And even those who have not yet joined Inventing School, join Inventing School. I'm going to be there to be able to support you. And my dream is by end of the year we have at least 3-4 companies, and by end of 2027 would want us to have at least 100 companies that are owned by kids. And with that, we're gonna transform our country, because it's for me, I believe these young people, they are leaders of tomorrow. With AI, the barrier to entry has been lowered. You can do anything as long as you have the focus, you have the vision, and you know what you want. So people like us are gonna be there to support you all through. So don't be afraid. Think, have bigger dreams. Think outside the box. Come up with ideas. Join Inventing School, and we'll be here. Mark and I are gonna be here to support you until your dreams come a reality.
True. Thank you very much. And we really do appreciate all of you. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for showing us this amazing invention. And thank you, of course, for putting also your time into the Inventing School, shaping the lives of kids, and of course, making sure that Kenyan spirit is still out there in the diaspora. Thank you very much. That has been Malia Ouma. You've seen the amazing family there supporting her as she has her own company from the Inventing School. And she has that amazing B-Pod AI assistant. You've heard, we asked it, what is Diaspora Connect? And the AI assistant broke it down from top to bottom and even added so much flavor into it. And the good thing is that, you can, look at it more, and all you need to do is go on over to www.bpodai.com. Head on over to that website. Once you get there, you'll be able to see the amazing things that Malia Ouma has invented and has put together for you, and that's how also you can support her journey. Malia Ouma, thank you very much. Mark and the family, we appreciate you all so much. Tunawapenda sana. We salute you to the fullest. Yes, sir. And we are back home right here in the 254. Naime Bambambaya, sir. The fact that unaona tube connect, and I'm sure you didn't know Malia Ouma was out there conquering. Umesikia kona tayari kampuni yake, maganji tayari ziko pale. When it comes to innovation, it's all about that goodness, and you've heard about it. B-Pod AI assistant, such an amazing thing. Plus, when we are talking about amazing things, it's all about also making sure that as you are on that journey to going Maju, unajua, we're all dreaming about kuingia Maju, kuona venye vitu zinaenda, but I'm glad and lucky to have a man like David in studio. David, niaje lakini? Kopo?
Niko fiti.
Karibu sana. And in case unashaga David ni nani? David is a part of the Equity Leadership Program. Hii program fulani inataka the whole world tutambue sisi ni mabazu, especially when it comes to education, because the fact that Equity Leadership Program wanna make sure mabazu kama David wanna go out there, wanna conquer the universe in many different universities, from Rwanda to DRC Congo to Dubai to you name it. They are making sure it's possible. Alafu pia on that same program kuna Wings to Fly program that lots of people have been getting that added advantage, added step, especially to our amazing people who come from disadvantaged backgrounds. They get that extra push, especially when it comes from moving from secondary to university, and they get everything they need. Kama ni pocket money, kama ni school fees, kama ni accommodation, transport. So everything is taken care of. Pia watu wangu wa elimu scholarship program wako inside there. Some good things, and I'm glad that David is here with me. David pia si ati ajaenda majuni, kijana ametravel. Msi ametesa out here, and I love the fact that he is here, and also will be joined by a few other students who also have gone through this amazing Equity Leadership Program and are on the other side conquering. And I love the fact that when it comes to this amazing program, it's all about those top universities, top at the top. Now utasikia a man like David hapa atatuambia. David, niaje lakini uko poa? Uko salama? Thank you for coming back home. Unajua hii show ilitengenezwa mabazu kama wewe. Unajua mimi bado sijaenda huko majo. Nyenye mumeenda, umerudi. Unajua, especially when it comes to good things. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you will also be shedding lots of light about the importance, about your experience, especially when it comes to the Equity Leadership Program. But otherwise, uko aje lakini uko poa? When you came back home, everything was the same ama vitu zilikuwa zimechange kidogo?
Acha nikwambie bro. Venye nilirudi, the first thing nilitafuta ni smocha.
Hebu niambie ulikuwa wapi kwanza? Ulikuwa Massachusetts? Ulikuwa wapi?
Yeah, so I go to a school in Western Massachusetts.
Yes.
Iko huko juu and it's in a rural area.
Huko hakuna smoker, hakuna smocha.
Huko hakuna smocha.
Hakuna kachumbari katikati.
Hakuna hata boil.
Hakuna. Ulikuwa unaumia manze David.
Acha tu, but we digress.
Inakubalika. So as you were out there, the first thing that you did when you came home ni ku reintroduce yourself.
First thing.
To the things of we miss the most.
Step 1. To endorse smocha.
I love it. And remember when I was telling you nitakuwa na David hapa, manze David ako hapa, and we'll be talking about of course the Equity Leadership Program. Alafu of course joined with me of course is Mary. Mary, how are you? Hebu unmute kidogo nikusalimie. How are you, Mary?
I'm good. How are you?
We are easy. Mary is joining us from South Africa. Yes, Mary, South Africa uko wapi?
Yes, yeah. South Africa, University of Pretoria.
Hapo sawa. I love it. And also, man like Dennis Munyao. Deno, wagwan.
Niaje.
Niko best kabisa. Good to see you. How are you doing? How's your day been?
My day has been pretty good. I'm doing well. So good to see you, and also so good to see David. He's a good friend of mine, and glad to see him on the other side of
everybody in the building. Hebu tell guys, Dennis, where you are.
I am currently at New York University in Abu Dhabi.
In Abu Dhabi. So as you can see, the Equity Leadership Program well represented on set. Niko na man like David hapa, umesikia alikuwa side za Massachusetts pale, alafu umesikia Mary all the way in South Africa, Pretoria, alafu good man like Dennis all the way in Abu Dhabi. And I'm delighted to have you guys here with me in studio because nataka to discuss some very vital, important things because we all want to broaden our horizons. Haijalishi background tumetoka, we always want to make ourselves better, and I'm glad that we are here because you guys got that chance and even got a better opportunity to go away from home and study and know all about those good things. Ebu kwanza nianze na Mary. Mary, was it your dream to study out of the country? How is this experience been thus far? Because we know the Equity Leadership Program is one of those ones that is up there, especially when it comes to connecting us with the right kind of education from all over the world.
Thank you for the opportunity. On my side, yes, ilikuwa like that long-time dream. Like I want to go outside Kenya, na nisome outside Kenya. But the thing sikuwa like nime come across any person who alikuwa ameenda. So ilikuwa like something like that dream that you really don't know how to navigate through it. And then after my KCSE, Equity contacted me, and then I got through the Equity Leaders Program, and then that's how I found my way in South Africa.
I love it. Alafu Mary, umeacha hiyo umewacha the most important part. Si Equity wanapigia just anyone. Wanapigia wale top hadi top, the tops. By the way, hawa unaona hapa ni top students. Si ati watu hawa ni wale wako kileleni. Ukiona David hapa amepiga smile, unajua ni mtu anabezoea kusit at the top. Ukiona Mary pale akishine South Africa, ni mtu wa kileleni. So please clarify hapo kwa Equity walidiko. Equity wana call my good students, my A students, babazu. So what did you get for you to get this call from Equity?
So I did my KCSE in 2022, December cohort. I think 2022 ndio tulikuwa watu walifanya KCSE mbili in 1 year. It was crazy, but anyway, so of 83 points.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Umesikia Mary pale, she had to get the top at the top. Watu wa Equity wanachukuaga tu wale ambao wako pale kileleni. So I love the fact that you've clarified that for us, Mary. Alafu, Deno, maneno yako ilikuwa aje? Were you dreaming about this, or how has it been thus far? You know, umepewa hii opportunity and finally, unajua, you've gone through it, umefika, ujaona ni, you know, it's not a game or it's not a dream anymore. You're actually living through it. How was it like? How has this experience been thus far?
Great. So unlike Mary, when I was in high school, I really didn't have that dream of studying abroad, you know, just like my biggest dream was to graduate from high school, obviously get a good grade, and then join the University of Nairobi. Unfortunately, I never ended up at UON. I ended up at DCOT, the Kimani University of Technology in Nyeri. And before joining uni, obviously got the call from Equity. I went to a school in Machakos County, St. Goloni Secondary School, and after KCSE scored an A- of 77 points, and happened to be the top boy in Matungulu sub-county. And obviously Equity would call the top boy in the sub-county, or the top girl in the sub-county, or all the other wings to fly or Elimo scholars who end up scoring an A or an A-. And through Equity Leaders Program, I got to learn about Equity College Counseling Program, which basically helps, the Equity Leaders Program scholars to apply to schools abroad. And I would say that's where the dream of studying abroad started from, because I had friends who, were ahead of me in the program and ended up studying abroad. And, they gave me the inspiration of, this is something that can actually be done. And, you can dream beyond the horizons or beyond the limitations of what you can actually see. And gave it a shot. And in 2024, got admitted to New York University in Abu Dhabi and several other schools in the US. But decided to commit to NYU Abu Dhabi because I felt like it's a school that really embodied what I wanted to achieve. And the journey so far has been great. Obviously, they say the top of one mountain is the beginning of the other. So, I go to uni, and when I was leaving Kenya, I thought, I've gotten to where I really wanted. In as much as it's where I really wanted, I came here and I realized that it's actually the beginning of another journey and not the end of a journey. So it's been 2 years of learning and relearning and learning a lot of stuff. It's been really transformational.
That's amazing, because that's also one of the key messages we get from most of our people who've traveled, who are yearning to niyo stuff ya ukishaenda, that's when the real journey starts. Just kupanda ndege na kupata hiyo air ticket na kufika huko, that is one part of the journey, but the real uphill battle starts when you actually arrive and you have to go through everything else. And I love the fact that you're saying this, because as you can tell by now from what Mary and Dennis has tell, if you're at home, Equity wanakupatia, unajua hizo wings for you to fly, like for real, wanakufurahisha, wanakufikisha huko. So unasikia Pretoria na umesikia kijana wetu wako Abu Dhabi. So I love the fact that Equity Leadership Program, they are all about that, all about taking you to that next step. And I'm sure a man like David, you've been through this. Talk to us more about this whole program and what it's about and your own experience, since you've also been through it.
I'm sure. So I personally did my KCSE in 2023, and I finished with an A of 84 points. So I joined Equity under the top sub-county students. But as you've heard from Dennis, you can join if you are a Wings to Fly scholar and you scored an A or an A-. So I joined in 2024. A very important part of the Equity Leaders Program is you get to do a 6-month internship with Equity Bank.
Okay.
So I did my internship in Syokimau, where I live, and while I was doing my internship, we were admitted to the Equity College Counseling Program. I don't know if you heard Dennis say it, but he was actually one of my mentors.
That's why he's happy to see.
Yeah, we've not seen each other in a really long time. Nice to see you, Dennis. It was a long journey all the way. Got rejected from Princeton early, and then...
Ooh.
I know. And then
how do you come back from that? Why didn't you give up?
I don't really think I had a choice, Like I had to do it, and I felt like I have the opportunity in my hands.
Okay.
I have the resources. I have so much information that I can use with this, and I just decided to go ahead with it.
Yeah.
So in the regular decision round, I got admitted to Williams, which I personally think is a really good school. It's the top liberal arts college in the United States. So I'm having a great time.
Great time. And as you're there, talk to me about the programs, you know, the things that you choose to study. Is this something that is predetermined, or do you yourself be like, okay, I feel as if this field or this path is what I want to take?
I think that's a really good question, because that's why I picked to go to a liberal arts college. Liberal arts colleges are good in the sense they allow you to tailor what you want to do, and it's usually very much like detailed into like artistic detail and stuff like that. I'm a biology major, I also do chemistry, and that's something we're still deciding. But the good thing about that is you get like 2 years to pick what you want to do before you actually commit to anything. The programs are pretty intense. It's a pretty academically vigorous institution, and that's how most institutions there are. But at the same time, you're really doing things in detail, and they're really involving you in the academic work, so you feel like you're getting a lot of hands-on experience. So there's also several different like programs for like arts and different sciences, and I think those opportunities are very vital, especially because we have a lot of creative Kenyans out there.
So true.
And it's so crazy the kind of things that you learn in a school like that in just one term.
In just one term.
So,
because I would really love to get into those nitty-gritties, because we know the way we do things here in the 254, especially when it comes to education, how teachers and lecturers interact, how peer-to-peer interactions are, I'm sure they are way different than what is experienced somewhere else. Mary, I'd like you to talk to us a bit about going to school with people from different cultures, you know, because people in South Africa, I'm sure that's an international university, you're not the only person who is away from home. I'm sure you're meeting people from different cultural backgrounds, people from different countries. How is that connection like in class? Is it an advantage, a disadvantage? Is it something that you had to maybe try and get used to, or is it easy to get used to?
South Africa is actually known as the Rainbow Nation. So it has people from very different demographics, people from different background, and that is something I get exposed to on a daily basis in school. At first, it was quite hard to adjust to being exposed to people, like seeing things in a different way. But with time, imekuwa very exciting actually to connect with people, like mnaona something differently, and from them being from a different background, they bring in like solutions. Probably if you're doing a project and you're working in a team and mnahitajika in a class to bring about a solution, so I can bring in like my input ile nimepata from being exposed back at home, na pia wow from what they have experienced. So that is something that I have learned to appreciate and now see like the benefits of being exposed to such a diverse place.
Nice. And also adding to that, before I also ask Dennis the same question, how has the Equity Leaders Program helped you in, you know, adjusting to life away from home? Were there any tips, tricks, uliambiwa, especially maybe before or after or during your stay there?
So Equity has this boot camp that after you get like your scholarship, they prepare you for like what to take place, because things kienda maju, some things change and they prepare you. Equity prepares you. And also something I did really appreciate is connecting with people wale walikuwa wa Kenya huku South Africa. So they wananiambia, if utamiss pilau, beba pilau masala unaweza pikia huku, beba some jackets here and there. So connecting with people via Equity and also via different programs ili nisaidia sana in my transition.
Dennis, would you say the same thing? Were there pieces of advice? Were there things that you were told that you are like, kama Equity Leader Program wangeniambia ningeumia mbaya sana? Are there any of those instances? Are there any stories that you can tell us? Because I'm sure kuna kitu hapo in between.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I believe the Equity Leaders program, especially whatever Mary mentioned, the transition bootcamp was really, really important in transitioning. And I remember, having friends, as I said, having friends who have already been in school, would keep in touch with them, and they would tell us about, for example, if you have to pick different classes, these are the classes that you need to pick, or if you have to adapt on campus, these are the different things that you need to do. You're going to be in this different kind of a setting in a class. And I think that thing of a body-mental kind of connection really, really helped me in settling in school.
Oh, that's amazing, because you at least want to have a bit of knowledge. So I'm glad there was that boot camp courtesy of Equity Leadership Program that were at least telling you guys it might be like this in the movies, but it also can be this other way. And David, would you say the same thing about the boot camp? Was it an inspiration? Was it a help? Also, what are some of the extra things apart from Equity just talking to you and telling you, David, ukienda huko utapata jaywalking, utapata hii na hii na hii. What other things were they telling you or catering for you so that as our audience watch, they're like, okay, Equity program at least wamepeana pocket money, ama wamelipia wifi, ama wamefanya school fees hapa na pale. These different things that make a student's life easier.
Well, the bootcamp was particularly very useful. There's a lot of training that comes into not only applying for schools within Equity, but also when you get your school, there are certain preparations that you have to do.
Yes.
So there's a lot of trainings and programs that Equity usually does organize for people. Another thing that really does help in the network is we have a global scholars community. So it's a network where all the global scholars in all the schools where they convene, and we even have a board that represents the interests of these people.
That's amazing. I think that must make things way easier, especially when, as you said, you have someone like Dennis who's your mentor, who can talk to you, who can tell you things that has happened before. Maybe they went earlier. As you've said, I feel as if that conference is really one of those ones that is up there.
Yeah, so within the community, there's different board members and representatives for the different regions. I personally am part of the board. I serve the first years. Now watu wenye wali apply and they're about to travel.
Wenda
now
situate.
Sasa hivi ndo kuna kuanga, by the way. But there's also different representatives for North America and Asia and Africa, and all these communities usually just come together once in a while. We have meetings. We sometimes meet up in different countries and we just catch up and get to know each other and all that. But I think that network was particularly very useful. And about story ya kupewa travel, we usually have an airlift ceremony. Actually, it was just a few weeks ago.
Said an airlift?
An airlift ceremony.
What is an airlift ceremony?
So
that's what tuambie in new names.
So after you get admitted to your school, Equity organizes a ceremony to appreciate the people who have reached that milestone and they've secured an opportunity to study abroad. And most of these opportunities are usually fully funded. So the CEO, Dr. James Mwangi, calls the Equity scholars together and a few board representatives, and they basically usher them away and wanapokea katoken
ya kuenda. Equity mnajua kuchunga mtu. Love to see it. But also when we are talking about that, and I'd like also to get Mary and Dennis' perspective on this, about the other opportunities that are there as you are studying. Because that is also something we would love. Yes, studying is important, but we also want to know our students wako sawa. If it's like a little here, something we want to make sure at least watu wetu, our loved ones, wako taken care of in the right way. Talk to me, Mary, about some of those opportunities that maybe you have been a part of, opportunities that have come about by you studying away from home. Have there been some of these opportunities that have opened up, especially for work?
Thank you for the questions. Yeah, there are so many opportunities that I'm being exposed to via. I'm also a MasterCard scholar, so MasterCard is the scholarship that I have. So there's so many opportunities that I get via MasterCard and also via the University of Pretoria, probably in innovation. So this organization that builds startups that are in, like, it supports startups in here in school. There are also very many opportunities and programs also at school that build maybe entrepreneurship. What else? But yeah, there are those stuff that now I've been exposed to now because I'm in South Africa and I'm in Pretoria.
And Dennis, also you, what are some of the opportunities that you have come across, opportunities that you've been a part of, especially the fact that you are studying away from home?
Yeah, great question. I think that has also really contributed to a bigger part of my experience studying abroad. And, NYU Abu Dhabi has brought to me different opportunities in internships and most importantly, it's been student leadership and involvement in the campus. Remember when I got here in first year, the first summer after my first year, I had the opportunity of working with Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Scholars Program, which is basically almost something similar program like Equity Leaders Program, but within the context of the United Arab Emirates, where we have different scholars and top from the UAE schools coming to campus and get to give them a real-time experience of college and preparing them for college as well. But also more than that, I've had the opportunity to intern and work with the residential life department of the college. Specifically, I was supporting with the first year's class, which came in last year. They're rising sophomores right now, but also had the opportunity of interning with the institutional advancement department of the school, which is a department that deals with different fundraising programs for the school, different sponsorship programs for the school, and the alumni relations department for NYU Abu Dhabi as an institution and Stan School of Business at NYU Abu Dhabi. So we connect the alumni, the people that have sort of graduated from this school and plan for the events in different parts of the world. Here in Abu Dhabi, Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, London in the UK, New York, Washington DC, Shanghai, Mumbai, India. The different parts, because NYU is really a school that has different campuses in different places of the world, and that means we also have a community in all those different cities. And just the last summer, or the summer that is almost ending right now, I had the opportunity of getting back to Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Scholars Program, and this time around not coming just in the role that I had previously, but coming in as a leader and being exposed to the leadership part of the program, where I have to make the key decisions of the program and make key decisions as a leader, delegate different tasks, work closely with the management. And yeah, I think that has been really a good experience in terms of exposure, in terms of growing as a leader, in terms of also realizing the different things and different themes that I want to work on within the context of school right now as a student, and also after I get off school and graduate, and also the trajectory that I want to follow after this.
So true. Thank you very much for explaining that, Dennis. And David, I want to ask you this, and of course Mary and Dennis will also join us in this. There are people who are watching right now and they're like, hiyo opportunity ni ya watu wengine, ama that opportunity inakani kama iko mbali sana. What would you tell these parents or these students who are watching and they're like, this opportunity is not for me?
Well, getting into Equity Leaders Program in itself, you just have to be, like in high school, you have to be on top of your grades. You have to have generally a good transcript overall, and your KCC grade has to be good.
Of course.
But what I should observe as well is that these opportunities are open. Applying to schools abroad is an opportunity that's open for everyone. Anyone can do it. There's so many candidates out there who have been independent and they've still gotten those opportunities abroad on full ride. But specifically, it's just having an ambitious mind and going with it and not giving up on it. That's literally what I'd say.
Yes. And Mary, would you also say the same thing, that you had your dream and then you got the good grades, and then Equity came and also played their part for you to make sure this whole dream is actualized to the fullest? What would you especially tell the girl child or young people who are watching what I say, but hiyo opportunity ni ya watu wengine? What would you tell them?
I would say, of course, having a good grade puts you at an upper hand. But apart from grades, and if you don't get a chance to be part of the Equity Leaders Program, I know of people who weren't like really part of the Equity Program and they got scholarship. So you can, as you can still get a scholarship, you can still connect. I would say if maybe you need help, you can connect maybe with a person at LinkedIn and probably they can support you. People are very willing to support. Yeah.
Dennis, what would you say?
I would tell every little young kid in Kenya who is daring to dream big, because every dream that someone dreams is actually possible and can be realized. You asked the question and I remembered the youngest version of me at probably age 7 or age 8, living with my old grandparents in the village. Now I would actually sit outside and see planes flying over our compound, and I probably used to think, it's only made for specific people, and it's the privilege that need to, can access planes and fly from one country to the other. But now, being a recipient of the same experience, I think everybody actually has the ability and the capability of also being in the same position. Nowadays, when I'm flying, I look down and I tend to imagine that there's also a kid down there looking up and probably dreaming one day to fly in the same plane, going to a different destination, probably. And I'll tell them to keep that dream, to dream and to actually give it a try, I feel like every single time you don't try, you absolutely, give yourself that chance of not getting the opportunity, but you never know what happens when you actually try. So dream big and, take all the shots, take all the opportunities that you have, and don't reject yourself before the organization or the institution or actually the people that are on the other side of the opportunity have the chance of evaluating you. So, take all the shots, give all the tries. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you win. If you win, it's good for you. If you end up not, like David mentioned, and also from my experience, if you get rejected, it's a lesson, and then you build up from that lesson. And I think sometime, luck, if that is a word, will actually meet your level of preparedness, and you end up getting, what you have always wanted and desired to. So dream big and believe in the magnitude and the ability that your dreams bear.
Thank you. Said it like a true champion. I love it. And David, as we come back to you and as we continue this conversation, please tell me about the importance of coming back home after going through this amazing Equity Leadership Program, after being on the Elimu Scholarship Program, after being on Wings to Fly. What is the most important thing about coming back home? Is it to impact the knowledge, or to come and show off the dollars and pounds and all these amazing other things that you've gained from there? To you, what would you say is the most important thing about studying abroad, coming back home, especially through the Equity Leadership Program?
I believe coming back home is like me basically putting a stamp on my Kenyan personality. Mm-hmm. A large chunk of my identity on campus when I'm interacting with everyone from the world is I would really want everyone to know that I'm Kenyan. Like my bracelet is usually like very identity. So coming back helps me to just breathe in that air again and remind myself who I am. Yes. And that's even why I'm in Kenya right now, because I was like, I really miss this place and I need to go back. But in the long term, one thing that we really do hear a lot from Dr. James Mwangi when we're with him, or even generally throughout the program, one big message he really likes to put across is that he's sending us out there so that we can bring whatever we're learning out there back to Kenya, back to Africa, because his agenda is to use this program to build a better Africa and to build minds that can be able to do these things through world-class education. Yeah, because I can imagine if David is in Australia, if Mary is in South Africa, if Dennis is in Abu Dhabi, and we have this global thing that we all need to come together, and we are all Kenyans and all these Africa, if we put them together, I feel as if it becomes easier to pass things, to talk about things, to come together, to integrate so many things. So yes, I do see where your point is going through. And Dennis, we've heard from, of course, David, you're a mentor. He's here mentoring the first years who are coming. How has it been like for you coming back home? Is that an important aspect? Ama, wewe umeamua Abu Dhabi ndio
everything?
Not really. Coming back home is one of the biggest parts that I feel I actually have to, to do and contribute. And first of all, I would want to, just to bring into perspective the pride and the satisfaction in my heart, and not only me as a mentor, but also to the other mentors that Equity Leaders Program has brought us to work as a team. Every single time we see people that we have worked with actually, making it past the level of dreams that they wanted to. I'm really happy seeing David and, remembering all the time that he spent preparing applications and doing the different stuff. And the fact that David has also become a mentor and is mentoring a big other generation of scholars who will end up becoming mentors. And I think that's the beauty of Equity Leaders Program, because it's taught us the act, that act of giving back. And I feel like with time, I have come to redefine that as my end goal. I don't want my story to be a story of someone who went outside and studied abroad and came home with a degree and, just coming back to live a normal life. I want to live an extraordinary life of, trying to impact on the lives of the people that I have at home and, in my area, in the country at large. So, it's what Dr. James Mwangi has taught us, and just like David has said, that we come out here with the vision of a better Africa at the back of our hearts and at the back of our minds. And that in itself gives us a sense of urgency that we have to, come back with, obviously, the exposure that we get, the networks that we get, the experience and the knowledge that we get to come and impact home and change home.
Yes, true that. We always say your network is equivalent to your net worth. Aya, Mary, would you also say the same thing? Ama wewe umeamua wewe ni Mzanzi baby, umeamua wewe ni mtu wa South Africa, ama umeamua kukuja nyumbani muhimu?
East or West, home is the best. So regardless, home will always be the best. So I actually look forward to going back home December. Last year when I went back home for the first time, flying and being outside Kenya, I was so excited to not just, of course, connect, but also to inspire others, to inspire the people who are around me to send that application to do something. I was so excited to inspire people around me and to inspire, of course, girls. I was so excited about that. Through Equity, as they had said, giving back to the community, it's like something that at the end of the day, it was instilled in you. And also having a heart for Africa. I think one of the things also, schooling in Africa. So you with this house uko Africa bado, and now the moment na school in Africa, my perspective of course enlarges from of course wanting to build East Africa, but now Africa as a whole. So I would say I look back to coming back home, even on the long run, and building home.
Awesome. We love to hear it. Thank you very much, Mary, Dennis, and of course, David. We really do appreciate you. And as you've heard, Apple, wings to fly. Yani literally, Equity wanakupatia. And I love the fact that wings to fly. Yani wings can be an analogy or a metaphor for so many things. Because Mary hapa tunaweza sema amepewa wings. Sasa unaona kwa South Africa, plus also wings inaweza maanisha, unajua, amepewa that more opportunity to soar and fly above the clouds and make it and do whatever she wants. Same to David and Dennis, courtesy of course of the Equity Leadership Program. Alafu pia, before I let you guys go, we always, when we tell guys are coming for the show, kuna lots of messages that we get. Your school lovers, wale ma primary girlfriends wa wanatupigia, watu wenu. So, Dennis, wacha ni kusingle out wewe peke yako, because tuli put out that you're coming courtesy of Equity Leadership Program. Tukapata ka message from one of those people you were with in who was your classmate somewhere, and wacha nisiseme mingi, hebu sikia huyo kijana vile anasema. Hebu msikie tu, sikia.
A big shout out to our brother Dennis Munyao. We studied in the same school, the same secondary school in Machakos County. Big up. Yeah. We are very proud of you. Continue making us proud. Thank you.
Dennis, unajua huyo ni nani?
Yeah, I remember the guy. I remember he was a good friend of mine back in high school. I think he was one class behind me.
Amesema hawezi mpita hapa, lazima yeye pia arushe salamu. So pokea salamu sana, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for coming back and telling us your story. Thank you for experiencing a different kind of life. It's not easy, but you guys are doing it, and we love it when we experience those stories and you share those stories, and I'm sure your loved ones are watching, your classmates, your people. So please, Dennis, start us off. Send all your salam. Salimia wale watu wote uliwacha, wale watu wote wanakupenda, hata wale watu uko nao hapo Abu Dhabi. And then next, Mary, you will also do the same. Send out your shout out, your salams, your messages, because we know it's not easy being away from home. You have those people who talk to you on messages, encouraging you, praying for you. So please, this is that time. Tuma salams. Tuanze, Dennis.
Yeah, I feel like I have a very big community of friends and family that I would shout out to. But obviously, one, I would give a very, very big shout out to my mom. I know she's watching from Naivasha. Salimia sana mom, nakupenda sana. And to all my friends following, I know I have a lot of friends tuning into the show. I just can't mention everyone by name. Pokeeni salamu sana to my friend Melnik all the way from New York City, Josiah in Missouri in the US. I have a good friend of mine called Zeddy, doing great work in Meru. And my great friend, Fabian, he is also a journalist and doing great work in Westlands, Nairobi, and, in parts of the city. And to everybody that has contributed to our growth and to our success to get to, where we are, our teachers, back from high school, the entire fraternity of Sengoluni Secondary School, and my former principal, my deputy principal. Really, really appreciate na wasalimu sana, and wishing you guys a blessed night and a great weekend ahead. And obviously to David on the studio, and Mary as well from South Africa.
Mary, tuma salams.
List inaweza kuwa endless ama.
Isikuwe sana, but yes.
Big shout out to my mom, my dad, my siblings. I know you're watching, people who inspire me, challenge me. Shout out to my friends huku home, out South Africa and Kenya, Maggie, Patience. There's a friend of mine aliniambia alikuwa anapenda tuko na yeye huko South Africa. She told me she really liked watching. She's called Moihaki. Big shout out to her. Big shout out also to my church members here at home. Yeah.
Kabisa. Thank you very much, guys. We really do appreciate you. Please, that time when you come home, tuko na space mingi hapa. Naona vile David ako comfortable. Tuko na space yenu hapa. So please, make sure you make use of this when you come back home. Plus, you guys are part of our diaspora family. So now, as you're out there, just know there's another family that loves you, that is praying for you, that is there with you. So pia msitusahau mkikuja na gifts. Msipatie tu ile family nyingine pia. Hii familia hapa, yani mimi peke yangu. Tukula hizo gift, man. Thank you very much, and I'm glad that I can finish it off with man like David here in studio, and I'm glad that you're around. I'm sure pia Dennis na Mary wakikuja ni smocha, sijui watataka ni nini wakikuja. Dennis, what will you eat first when you come back home? What do you miss the most? Mary?
I usually go to get chapo mix from Klabu in UN. It's always my very first to go spot when I get
comrades
to
munajitambua. Mary, unasema nini chakula ya kwanza ambayo wakuandalie ukishafika tu hivi kwa airport, upewe kwa kabu kikuja nyumbani?
Moki, samosa za nyumbani na pokia Klabu.
Hey, hapo sawa. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good rest of your week, and we shall be communicating so much more, especially the fact that you guys are, of course, amazing and a part of the Equity Leadership Program, and so is man like David here up in studio. David, for you also, I want you to look into that camera right there, and of course, give out your salams. Your people are watching. Your primary school girlfriends are also here. So please make sure you you greet everybody, tell them those good things also, those amazing family members or your loved ones that you've also left in West Massachusetts. Yes. Exactly. Also big them up, the Kenyan community. It's your time to shine, bro.
Shout out to my family, of course, mom and dad and my sibling at home. Shout out to all the friends who made my summer amazing. I know they've made a lot of stickers out of me today. But that's fine. Shout out to all my friends.
You know.
Shout out to all my friends in the US and across the world. Special shout out to my friend Samba, who's in Tennessee. He really did help me with this application process and everything. So have fun in Tennessee. And shout out to all the young Kenyans out there. Everybody be yourself today. Exactly.
Nice. Equity Leader Program. That's what it's all about. And as you've seen, man, like David, Dennis, and Mary have been here talking about it, their experience and everything that it entails. And we are glad that there are programs like that because they offer so many different opportunities and so many different ways of life for so many people and so many generations. Imagine sasa generation yako David, vile watafurahi sana. Wakisema, kama ungepelekwa majuu na watu wa Equity, tungekuwa wapi? But gladly that happened, courtesy of the Equity Leadership Program. And man is here looking all good. And I'm sure whatever he's going to be bringing back home, all that knowledge is also going to be as impactful as everything that Equity Leadership Program are doing. And thank you very much for that. But as we proceed to continue giving you what you need, I hope you're still hitting me up and sending me all those amazing messages. Kwanza hebu niingie kwa Instagram. Quick fast. Aiden ako hapa anasema manze, big up our sewa Equity, wamenibamba mbaya sana. I shall definitely be telling my people to apply. Ninja 3 ako hapa anasema, ebu uliza David kama naweza apply sai na nitapata letter yangu when. Oh, okay, sawa. Do you have that information? But we said most important ni ukuwe na grades.
Yeah.
Grades zikuwe top at the top. Ndo watu wa Equity waweze ku get in touch with you. Ndo maneno ikuwe shwari kabisa. Is there anything else you'd add to that?
Achen sidanganye, they usually just call you.
They just call you.
You would be in the shop, you'd be unafua nguo, unapigia, unaambiwa kesho kuja, tunataka kukufanyia mazuri. So you just do your exams, get your grades.
Get your grades. Yes. If you kama uko kwa ile mood ya kuingia kwenye national exam, especially for our candidates secondary pale, please make sure this is your program. Alafu as I continue going on, Jima kwa hapa nasema wagwan, Neville, your place ya sites and sounds ni Czech Republic. Andrulia kwa hapa ananiambia Neville ni aje, mumebamba mbaya sana, you and David look so good. Your sites and sounds hapo ni Italy. Liza kwa hapa, big up Liz, anasema that place is Netherlands. I'm Liz Gidurai 45 hapo sawa. Leslie anasema hi, mimi ndo queen wa show. Queen, big up manze. Anasema hapo ni Prague, hapo ni Czech Republic. Okay, so keep those good answers coming through, especially when it comes to our sights and sounds. But right now, another Kenyan who is lighting up those US streets, or should I say, is actually lighting up the skies, because our next guest is one of those people who has that story where akiwa hapa 254, watu wa kijijini, watu wa pale nyumbani, family members walikuwa wanamwangalia wanasema, boss, wewe utakuwa kitu. Will you ever amount to anything? What will you do with your life? Watu walikuwa wanamweka chini. He was that guy, watu wanamwona wanasema huyu, nothing this guy can do. Let's put him to the side. Let's give other people opportunities. But right now, our next guest, man like Edward, he's ako US Army. Ako US Army. Plus, he's a helicopter pilot. Wacha nianze kusema mingi. Just watch this video. Watch this video. Ona maneno hapo. That is our very able man like Edwin pale. Edward, sorry. Yeye ndio ako kwenye, unamwona pale kwenye skies. Yes, it's him making sure everything is okay, especially when it comes to that aircraft right there that you can see. And as you can see, his other people are also wako sawa, wamefika pale wanafaa kufika vizuri. And I like the fact that our next guest atatuandalia mazuri. You can see him there in the cockpit. Mnyama mwenyewe, ndege yenyewe imetua pale, haya imeburuka pale, iko kwenye hewa pale. That's is it a Chinook? huku ni kuzuri. Hizi nazionanga tu kwa video games hapa na pale, but twin router helicopter pale. Unanipata yenyewe, mimi najua hizi vitu mimi pia chini ya maji, kumbe I love it. Sive speeding Mkenya huyu anafanya hiyo vitu. Murwa kabisa. And let's be joined by the man himself, man like Edward. Edu, niaje? Hebu ni unmute nikusikie bana. Ni unmute champezi. Nikusikie, sikusikii.
Vipi?
Edward, nakucheki pale unaburusha kitu.
Naona imefika masaa ya wasewa bottom up.
Tukiongelea lakini hii bottom up yako ni ile mambo ya hawakuwa wanakupea chance, vile Drake alisema, started from the bottom, now look at you, you're in some good regalia hapo na kuona imepigwa, imemetameta. Please, for our audience, tell guys uko mtaa gani, uko area gani kwa hii dunia, and then tell them a bit about yourself, Edward.
Me niko Virginia, just close to Washington DC, about 25 minutes nifike huko. And then I come from a small village inaitwa Lohome. Huko shiny things bado hajafika huko. And then Lohome is in Kiminini, then Kiminini is in Kitale, Kitale is in Trans Nzoia. So I've been in the US for close to 10-11 years now. Yeah, but me ni Mkenya.
Hapo sawa. Na napenda the fact that unacheza chini mbaya. Yaani unakuwa humble mbaya. Watusha kuona pale ukiburusha ndege. So tupa humility out of the window, please. But thank you for joining us. Hii show ilitengenezewa champions kama wewe, because we love to see Kenyans conquering, making different choices in life and succeeding despite everything else that anybody has. Hebu niwaonyeshe kwanza hii picha fulani ulitutumia hapa. Hebu nielezee hii picha ilichukuliwa mnamo mwaka gani na ni akina nani wako hapo?
So hapo ni 2008, my first year nikiwa Kenyatta University. By the way, msione hiyo picha hivyo, hapo nilikuwa nimeng'ara sana.
Mbaya.
Sunday best.
Bosi, hapo ulikuwa umepiga luku nyingine hatari. Hapo sawa.
Luku ilikuwa imeua.
And ukiwa kwa hii luku hapa, during this time, did you have these thoughts of traveling majuu? Ulikuwa na hii dream ya kuingia US? Ulikuwa na hii dream ya kuconquer other territories?
Hapana. At that time, for me, ilikuwa tu niende Kenyatta University. I was doing teaching at that time. Nimalizane nayo, nirudi nifunze village, and then just hopefully be able to afford a life, you know.
Kweli.
Yeah.
Alafu pia unajua relatives, watu pale nyumbani hawapendi kuona wengine waki make strides mbele, unajua. So I don't know, when it came to you, unajua wale nyumbani pale, watu walikuwa wanakuaminia, watu walikuwa wanasema good things about you, ama watu walikuwa wamesema huyu Edu achana naye, huyu Edu aendi pale, ama Edward is not gonna be anything. Were there things like that what were being said about you?
So mostly nikiwa high school, I think that's when I had pushback, because I used to get in trouble a lot nikiwa high school, and I was one of the wale unaizaita unsettled kids, noisemaker, nilikuwa number 1 all the time. But then after nimalize high school, I think it's when things started changing for me. I have my cousin who's my mentor, anaitwa Bramwell. I think he saw something in me now. From hapo ndio vitu zikaanza kubadilika. But before then, I remember one time tukiwa maybe from 3 hapo, one of the teachers akakuja class, nilikuwa napiga kelele and what not, akasema, and then akanisimamisha pale mbele, and then he told the rest of the class, don't worry about kids like this who have no future. Nyi wengine like do what you're doing, lakini hawa wachane na wasiwasumbue sana. And so things like those. But mimi growing up, I've never been that person who believes in being told like you cannot be this or be that. Yeah.
And I'm glad all that didn't put you down, didn't discourage you. I'm glad that you just took it in and you continued with your life. Aya, tuambie ni opportunities gani zilifunguka ndio ukapata hiyo opportunity ama hiyo step ama majuu, hiyo horizon ya majuu ilianza kufunguka lini? Ni nini ili happen ndio ukaanza sasa kujiprepare kuingia maeneo ya diaspora?
So after high school, that was around 2007, ndio my mom started pushing me. My mom wanted me to have like people who are role models to me. And we had this uncle, his name is William Wambwa. Now his family, they were really, they had been brought up well and were doing well in life. So my mom attached me to them. And that's when my cousin, I started hanging out with my cousin. He picked me up. And he's the one actually who even put in my application for Kenyatta University, kwenda kufanya my first degree. And then after nimalize, hata nikiwa Kenyatta University, looking from where I come from, uko Lohome, nobody even thinks about US, kwani US ni wapi? Yeah. But then that's when I used to see my cousins who are here from the US, wanakuja wanatutembelea, they'll bring us nice things. And I just put it in my head, I'm like, one day, mi pia nitaenda majuu. So around 2012 pale, it's when the same cousin who is my mentor, Kanita, kanambia, hey, by the way, are you interested in going to the US? For me, that was a weird question because I'm like, how? I need to happen. Like, it didn't make sense because I'd never thought about it. And from all the circumstances in my life did not point that ningekuja majuu one time. And then that's when nikamwambia, yeah, ni sawa, kama kuna opportunity, sure, why not? So he told me that they were planning, him, my cousin, and his siblings, the 5 of them, had seen venye najikari out after high school in campus and all that, and they wanted to sponsor me to come and do a master's program in the US. So hapo ndio hiyo story ilianzia.
Hey, I love it. Kukuwa na watu wana believe in you, kukuwa na watu pia wana pour into you, inakuwaga kitu murwa kabisa, kitu swadakta. And I'm glad you had such people in your life who gave you more. Unajua ulikuwa umedream but wakaongeza fuel to the fire and they gave you that opportunity, na walikuwa nakwambia ni aje kama hata ni masters iende sana. Do you remember those first days ulifika US, how the first few weeks were? Chakula, weather, how was that experience like, and just getting used to a new place?
Yeah, I think like my first experiences, you know, the way you like watch my movies ama juu, and then you feel like mimi naweza ongea hivyo pia, and then kufika hapa unasikiza msee anaongea and then you're like, what? Amesema nini? Because it's completely different. And then I came here during the summer. So like summer here, most of the time unapata it's saa 2 usiku and it's still mchana. So it didn't make sense to me. Those are some of the things that didn't make sense to me. And then also their food, the food here and food nyumbani. Mi Mluya nimezoea ugali, unakuja huko ni rice and then mikate, burgers and all that kind of stuff. So that was a big shift for me. So majorly language, culture, and also the infrastructure here was like, it was amazing. I had not seen anything like that. Yeah.
And so when you're there, I'm sure the army is not the first place that you went to learn all these many things. How was your journey throughout the work life? Where did it start? What were some of the first jobs? Like, what are some of the first amount of dollars that you made? Ni nini ulikuwa unafanya? Talk to us about that process as you're leading up to you joining the United States Army.
Yeah, kazi yangu ya kwanza ilikuwa ni kuosha nyumba. Paycheck was about like $100 a month. At that time, ikuwa pesa kidogo because I was being hosted by my cousin. And then while I was going to school at the same time, and I was an international student. I wasn't sikuja hapa like with a green card or anything like that. So what that meant for me was I could only work 20 hours a week, and 20 hours a week is not enough to afford a living until unaweza ishi peke yako. You know, the way ukiwa nyumbani, they tell you, utafika huko, you wash people's houses, you make a lot of money, and utakuwa tu sawa. Then when I got here, I realized that is not how it works, because unapata nyumba rent is like $700 and you're making $100 a month. Hapo you and I haiwezi tosha. So I had to be hosted for the first 2 years that I was in campus, and I also didn't have a scholarship. So part of it ilikuwa ni offset school fees, and I was just lucky nikapata scholarship at some point that helped me kumaliza my master's degree in teaching. Then around 2017 that's when nikamaliza teaching. And nikamaliza the master's degree, and then I entered into teaching from 2017 until 2020 pale. But pia haikuwa kidogo, like pesa haikuwa inakuja venye ningependa. That's when I veered into truck driving for a little bit. I don't know.
Man like Edward there telling us about his story and his journey. Kidogo kizungumkuti kwenye internet, but we'll be getting man like Edward back. But he's just explaining to us his journey as a U.S. Army, of course, a pilot there. As you can see, he's flying it, and he's just been telling us about this wasn't his immediate job. Alifinga US kwanza, as umesikia aliosha nyumba hapa na pale, na alikuwa anapata like $100 pale per month just to make sure kila kitu iko sawa. Alafu akashift kidogo, nasikia as he was studying. Yes, Edward, nakusikia, naona umerudi. So maybe you can continue on as you were telling us about you finishing your masters. You know, you had just finished your masters, so you can tell me some more about that. Edward, sijui kama unanisikia? Edward, can you hear me? Oh, okay, he's still connecting. But yes, Edward was just explaining to us about all the amazing things that he has done before being a U.S. Army pilot right there. You've heard he was a student as he was still, working here and there, because as a student you can only work for 20 hours a week. So it was a bit limited, but he still was able to make it through the fact that he got a scholarship, and also he was being hosted by his cousin. So expenses kidogo pale ilikuwa imepunguka. Edward, sijui kama unanisikia? Okay, still not yet. But yes, alikuwa na meet his expenses because at least alikuwa na cousin wake pale US. Alikuwa na make sure kama ni mavazi, kama ni kukaa kwa nyumba, anamlea pale US. And he went on and progressed, and he was just telling us the way he finished his masters, and now he was progressing to the next level. Atuambie mambo ya army inakaaje. What did he get into the US Army as a Kenyan? Because that would be an amazing thing to hear. But also, I love the fact that you, the most important person on the show, is of course talking to me and is all about this conversation. Frank Beta ko hapa, big up yourself. Anasema Neville show iko fiti kabisa. Please uliza Edward challenges ana face ni kama gani, especially being in the military. I'll definitely be asking Edward about being in the military and all that he goes through. Naona Doki ako hapa, anasema hi, my name is Doki. Thank you very much. The Equity Leadership Program, guys, were really inspirational. Thank you for that. Now na Agega kwa hapa anasema manze gotea huyo pilot wa US Edward, inaka maneno iko sawa. Dennis Nyambane kwa hapa anasema I think that place for Souths and Sounds is Miami. Samuel pia kwa hapa anasema gotea sana David, huyo ni mtu wangu mbaya sana. Hey David, mashauri ziko hapa zako. Trevor pia anasema gotea David, na mtambua mbaya sana, mwambie ametu inspire sana sisi maboy child. Mark Milan pia kwa hapa anasema happy birthday to me. Hii ni nyingine mwecheche. Salute to you sir. Bernard uko hapa anasema Neville, hiyo place ya Sights and Sounds ni Venezuela. Kariz pia kwa hapa anasema Neville, show imebamba mbaya sana. I am John from Kiambu. What an amazing story from the young lady. Of course Malia Uma, the inventor. Hey, story yake massive. Congratulations to her. And as I said, I'll be posting her website, the one that has that BPod AI, on our Instagram page. So make sure you are following at Diaspora Connect KE. You'll find all the details there. Uende ujione maneno mazuri. Aiden pia kwa hapa kutoka Muranga, big up yourself. Anasema wanajibamba mbaya sana watching the show, anafikiria Sights and Sounds ni Paris. Glocka kwa hapa anasema manze Citizen TV, hii show yenu ni mwecheche. Thank you very much. Ninja kwa hapa saying hey there, ni Solomon watching from Kasarani, show imeweza mbaya sana. Na hiyo BPOB AI assistant imefika Kenya. Bado haijafika Kenya, but mikakati hapa na pale wanapanga, tenga vitu hapa na pale ndio wafanye ile kitu. Talibonga kwa hapa pia. Felix anasema Neville, your place ni the city of Prague in Czech Republic. Okay, Wahome Nganga pia kwa hapa anasema Neville, mimi ningependa sana kuenda South Africa. Hiyo ni country moja ningependa sana kuenda kudance ama piano pale. Hey, shibuko na dreams but I love it. Unasema unaweza kutoka Gigiri hapo sawa. Someone's obsession pia kwa hapa anasema hi Diaspora Connect. This show always makes my Saturday even better. All your guests are on top and please say hi to everyone who's come on the show. Amepokea salamu. Lucy pia kwa hapa anasema manze mmebamba mbaya sana. Please uliza David what is the importance or what are some of the things he learned from being away from home? What are some of the things that you learned, especially, you traveled, you've told us you went to West Massachusetts there. What are some of the things that you learned about yourself or even just about generally travel and the experience? What would you say?
I learned how to be really independent.
Okay.
I learned how to really start doing things on my own.
On your own, okay.
I also really decided to start exploring like the arts and to really get into like stuff like theater and music and dance in school, because those are opportunities that are there.
But
like I guess that generally changed a lot about my brain chemistry. And
okay.
Yeah.
So you'd say you were one way maybe during your first year when you were there, and then you started learning more about yourself, different things that are offered around the school, and you branched off into many other different things.
Yeah.
And what do you do for fun? Like if I was to come through to West Massachusetts, what's a good time that you'd show us? What's a good time? Where would we go? What would we do? Please keep it PG, David. What would we do?
Okay, so first of all, I'm a STEM major.
Okay.
So fun is not really.
It's not really. Okay, when there's a room for fun.
When there's room.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I'm part of a dance group on campus. So, we do African dance.
Oh, nice.
So I usually spend a lot of time there. Other than that, I'm usually just lounging somewhere, reading a book, or I don't know, just like studying.
Masomo. Love it. Kijana ko focused, majuni masomo. Mambo ya sherehe ni baadaye. Kweli. Edward, tulikuwa tunaongea na bazu wetu hapa David. David mambo yake ni ya West Massachusetts. Huyu ni msee ako huko US lakini West Massachusetts. Unajua huko ni wapi, si ndio?
Najua vizuri sana.
Kabisa.
Nilikuwa nimeweka bundles za 50 zikaisha.
Ni sawa, inaeleweka sahi. MBs kidogo. But anyway, ni sawa. Before you slightly broke off, ulikuwa unatuelezea ndio masters education, you are just completing it. Ulikuwa umefika tu mwisho pale, ulikuwa unajua masomo imeisha. So now you are taking us to the next level. Hebu tuambie everything else that happened after you finished your masters as you were joining the US Army.
Oh yeah, so after nikamaliza masters, that's for some reason I was lucky enough nikapata sponsorship, nikapata, here they call it makaratasi, ama green card. So when I was growing up, I knew that I wanted to either be a lawyer, a pilot, ama in the military. So the day nilipata green card yangu hivi, the same day nikaenda recruitment ya jeshi. So initially, the recruitment agency, the way it works, they give you an exam you take, and then wanafanya unakimbia kidogo. So I did all that, and they asked me what I wanted to do. Nikamwambia I want to be an engineer, or at that time I wasn't a citizen yet, so either be an engineer or an advocate here, lawyer advocate. But wakaniambia I didn't have the clearance to be an advocate at that time, so the only option available for me was to be an engineer. And that's when I picked to be a helicopter engineer. The same helicopter I fly sahi. So I took a couple years, I used to work on those. And then, the good thing about America is that it's a land of opportunities. Nothing can limit you with what you can do.
True.
So around 2020 hapo, nika shift kidogo, just taking a break from being an engineer and teaching, and that's when I became a truck driver. So I don't know if you want me to say it in parts ama niseme kila kitu.
I love the fact that you're a jack of all trades. Uko hapa, uko pale, but you know, you're still making your way around and doing, you know, the Lord's work hapa na pale. And let me just ask you a question here that came in when we had broken off. Kuna hapa Frank Bet anauliza Neville, ebu uliza Edward, ni challenge gani alipata sana akiwa US military? Ni challenge gani ungesema ulipata kidogo ilikuwa inakufanya una feel some type of way but you still got over it and you were able to arise?
So with the military, I think most of it is the discipline. Just getting used to the discipline. Me, I'm not a morning person at all. But tunapata saa zingine inabidi umeamka 5 kwenda kukimbia, and then just huko hakunanga ati everybody for himself and God for us all. Kama nukimbia mnakimbia wote, and then sometimes wewe umejaribu kwa yako uko mbele umemaliza unaambia rudi mchukue ule umeacha huko nyuma. So just dealing with everybody who is part of the team and making sure they catch up, that was, I think, one of the challenges. And then the other thing nilipata, which is different, that I haven't experienced before, the amount of like OCD procedures. Like one little thing takes several steps. Siwezi tutoka tu hapa niende niongee na commander. I have to go through the next person, chain of command. So initially zilikuwa zinakaa kama challenge, but then I realized it's just discipline of the force. Yeah.
I'm glad you've told us about that, because watu wengi sana wanakuona in regalia wanasema hapo sawa. And how has it been like? Wamekupeleka kwa vita ama bado ama we bado uko tu maeria?
Yeah, that's part of the job, man. Lazima hapa na pale twende tutese kidogo.
Okay. As we can see you there in the video, you're running, you're doing your exercises.
Yeah, that's your bag in the 30 kg pale nyuma.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nini inafanya ikuwe 30? Wameweka mawe?
So basically what we carry for wakati tumeenda mission ndio it's in amount to about 35 pounds, lakini sasa juu mimi nataka kuwa resilient, I usually add a little bit more, like at weights hapo na pale maji. And then so I think this day hiyo nilikimbia kama 8 miles, that's about 10, 12, 13 kilometers.
That's amazing. Wow. Hey, wewe mambo ya bag ni ya nini ya utambui? Wewe yako ni hii bag ni ya army, hii ni ya kupush, hii ni ya kazini. Kabisa. And you know, there are so many Kenyans who are watching you right now. They are inspired by you. Wanaona vile umefurahi, vile unacheka. What would you tell them? Because kuna wale wako position wewe ulikuwa Edward. Wameambiwa wewe hakuna kitu unaweza fanya, ama pali wamewekwa kwa life kidogo, ama environment za nyumbani kidogo zinafanya kila kitu inakaa ni kama there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Edward, wewe you made it out, ulifika to the end of the tunnel, ukapata hiyo light, na saa hii you are shining in that light. Please tell them or encourage people who are down and out. Talk to them, Edward.
So me, what I will tell somebody, what I believe, venye Sauti Sol alisema kila mtu anakuja na sahani yake. Like I've never been one person to see where someone is today and assume that is the rest of their lives, because there's a lot of things that change. Most of my friends, I know they are watching today, even from high school, they will tell you, like, if you looked at me back then in 2006, there was nothing, like, there was no indication that I could be penye niko today. But that's not how God works. Venye Mungu ufanya mambo yake, it's completely different. And like unaona kama wasawa Equity yao and Machopi, that's their story. But I'm saying it doesn't matter if like your way uko chini kabisa. There's a way God just does his things. Kama mimi unaona, like after just meeting one person, they call them destiny connectors. For me, it was the family of William Wambua. And just things just started changing. One thing lines up to the other. I remember even when I was going through the process of coming here, even my sponsor passed on, and I thought that's it. It took me 3 years before I was able to come to the US, because there's those issues with sponsorship, pesa iko inatosha, those issues with my sponsor passing on, and ilifika tu mahali I was like, you know what, hiki kitu imeenda. But kumbe, God had planned something different. And so what I will tell somebody today, do not give up. It's never too late. If you have to start today, you start today. It doesn't matter if everybody else is 10 years ahead of you. Utafika tu. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much, Edward. We appreciate you. Nataka sahi utume salamu, umesema watu wako wanakuwatch. Nataka utume salamu kwa hao watu wote wanakupenda, Kitale yote, watu wako ambao umesahau KU. Please usisahau mtu yoyote, please. Tuma salams.
Sawa, hiyo salamu mimi kama Mluya salamu ninasema. First of all, I would like to sincerely appreciate incoming MP Makadara North, Faith Nora Lukosi Wakili, yeye ndiye alinipea hii connection. Asante sana. I want to thank the William Wambua family, nikianza na Bramwell Wambua, Caroline Wambua, Maureen Short, Ruben Wambua, Anthony Wambua, Edwin Wambua, because without them I would not be here today. I want to thank my family, my mom, number one supporter, my brother, my sister, familia yangu ya Chesamisi High School. Big ups kabisa. And then Never Walk Alone, that's also our family group. I want to also thank you very much for just keeping the family together. I want to thank my teachers, wale who never gave up on me in high school. Asante sana. Na pia just generally asante nyi watu wa Diaspora Connect for giving me this opportunity to just come share my story. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Edward. We appreciate you. Salute to you. Thank you very much for being our latest member of our family, of course, right here on Diaspora Connect. Big salute to you, but like Edward, and continue keeping up with us, and we'll continue keeping up with you. And just like that, from the U.S. Army pilot, but like Edward, all the way back home, we've had such a good time with you, the most important person on the show. And at the beginning of the show, I always tell you, we always have those stories that go beyond. Imagine today you met Malia Ouma, who is the youngest inventor I'm sure you've ever met, who has done amazingly well to create that AI assistant. Alafu tukakuchangamsha kidogo tukikwambia mambo ya Equity Leadership Program. You've seen the likes of David, Dennis and Mary here on your screen telling you about the benefits. Uliona pia wakikwambia unajua si lazima ukue from a well-off family so that to actualize these opportunities. Grades zako zina speak for you. Alafu Equity wanacheza their part, and both of you come together na tuna shine with the global kind of program, and I love to hear it any single time. And nowhere else will you interact or experience such eye-opening and such amazing kind of stories, but right here on the #1 connecting show in the region, Diaspora Connect. I want us to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, answers to sights and sounds.